Hey guys, this is Tracy Latona with Golden Rose Financial Coaching. Welcome to this week's episode of Tracy's Tuesday Talks. Today we are talking about dealing with the increased cost of rent and housing. I had an incredible conversation with a group of coaches yesterday. This topic was brought up and there was a lot of conversation about it that I wanted to share with you and bring to the table for you. I hope you find this helpful. Please like, subscribe, and share my channel. I would love to get the word out about financial freedom to as many people as possible, and you can be a part of that. So thank you. So to get started, holy cow, this topic is just crazy. So increased rents, increased housing is always kind of been a thorn in people's side, but this year and last year especially, this is the largest jump in housing prices in the housing market that we have really ever seen. And on average, just on average, throughout the entire country, rent prices have gone up over 10% in the year 2021 over the year 2020. And that's not even including 2022. I didn't find much data on that. In the conversation yesterday, there was a coach in Arizona who had heard a news article saying that rent had increased over $800 a month in Arizona. California, of course, is seeing the highest jump in rent and mortgage prices in the country. And with this, what do you do? How do you even manage and control this? It seems so far out of your control that all you can do is just panic and just be scared and live with that scarcity mindset. So I wanted to share some tips, tricks, ideas with you to help combat that fear, the rising costs of rent and mortgage prices, as well as just talk about it, get it out in the open. So what do you do when you get a notice from your landlords or from your tax assessment that, hey, your mortgage is going to increase, your rent is going to increase astronomically? Things already feel tight with the price of gas, with the cost of inflation, with food prices through the roof as well. This just feels like another blow. So what do you do about it? I want to remind you that the only things that you can control, only 3 things in this life that you can control, are your actions, your reactions, and your mindsets about things. Yes, you can get ticked off at the people in Washington, D.C., but what's that going to solve? It's not going to solve anything. So what do? Shift your mindset from one of fear, one of panic, to purpose. So choose purpose over panic. Let this be the fire under your butt to take control of your finances. Only 1 in 3 people are living on a budget. Only 1 in 3 people tell Benjamin where to sit, where to stay, and where to go at the beginning of the month. Only 1 in 3 people are tracking their expenses to see where their money's going. Only 1 in 3 people have a plan, have a mission for their money every month. If you are part of the 2 out of the 3 that don't do this, I highly encourage you, please make a list of your expenses, write them out, but don't leave it there. Give a mission to every single dollar that comes in through income into your checking account, into your household, and you direct where it goes. Remember, a list of expenses is just that, a list of expenses. That's what Congress does. For the love of God, please don't be like Congress. Track where your money is going. You could do that either on pen and paper. As long as you're up to date, tracking your expenses, you can do budgeting apps, you can do Excel spreadsheets. I've got another video on budgeting. I encourage you to look at it. Please take control of your money, because that is one of the few things that you can control with what's going on in our country today. Control your controllables. Already talked about mindset, actions, and reactions. Choose to not let this steal your joy. Choose to not let that fear and that anger steal the peace that you should be feeling. Some more practical things, some things that you can actually physically do, controlling your actions. Negotiate with your renters if you have a rental property that you're renting from. So, in the conversation yesterday, there was talk about how people who know that they're going to stay put, they know that they're not going to be moving anytime soon, are going to their renters presently to sign on for another year lease. So, for example, if they're halfway through a 1 year lease and they've got 6 months left, they're going to their renters now saying, hey, I'm not going anywhere. Is there a way that I can go ahead and sign on a new lease at a lower rate? One of the coach's clients did this, and their rent only went up for the next year $75 per month versus $250. So that's $125 per month that they're saving by recognizing, hey, I'm not going anywhere. I might as well lock in a new lease now and try to get a lower rate. Another thing you can do, take on a roommate. It doesn't have to be permanently. It could just be temporary until things settle down. We've had roommates before. Highly encourage you to really know this person and have a written agreement of them paying half of the rent or paying for the groceries or however you want to negotiate them staying with you. Not only is that going to ease the financial burden on you guys, but also you'd be helping somebody else out as well. Side hustles. My last video, I came up with 12 side hustles that you can do to create extra income. Getting out there, using that spare time instead of binge watching Netflix, guilty, and creating some extra income is going to be a way to help alleviate these housing costs. Remember, this is just for now. This shouldn't be for forever. I'm not sure when it's going to end. I really don't. I wish I did. I'm not an economist. However, this is where we are presently, and we're focusing on controlling our controllables today. Another thing is changing from working in an office, if you're able to working from home. Now, clearly not everyone's going to be able to do this, but with everything that COVID has changed, a lot of more people have been working from home. So if you could just talk to your boss and say, hey, I prefer working from home, going into the office, the commute, the gas, and all of that, it's taken a toll. Just ask if that's an option for your job if you're able to, and see if you're able to negotiate with your boss. Other negotiations with your boss is to ask if there's a cost of living increase. Ask for a pay raise. Don't just barge in the door and say, hey, I deserve a pay raise, but actually start to log where you have done above and beyond your job, how many problems you've solved, how you solved them, and show your value. Write it down on paper, Excel spreadsheet, and go in there with some humility. Don't be a cocky person and just demand a pay raise, but really show your value, build that relationship, and ask them, hey, would it be possible for an increased matched cost of living pay raise? Worst they could say is no. Best they could say is, let's see what we could do. And they help you out. If you own your home, you have the opportunity and the ability to talk to the county auditor's office about the increased assessment of your home and property's value. So our property taxes doubled in the last year. Still not much, thank you, Southern Indiana, but still increased by 50%. I saw an email from my insurance provider saying that you can actually go to your county auditor's office and challenge the assessed value. You can sit down with somebody from the county auditor's office and you can go over your buildings, your property features, all of that, and the comps from other properties, kind of like you're selling a house, and then challenge their assessed value to try to get your property taxes lowered. Now, keep in mind, if you're kind of on the fence about your property's value, or if they didn't take into consideration features or additions that you added onto your home, let's say 2020 when you're locked down and you put a deck on your house, that's going to increase your value, assessed value. So you do run the risk of having it increased. However, if you haven't made any changes and you want to challenge the county auditor's assessment on your property taxes, you are able to do that. And if you guys can't come to an agreement, then it goes to the next level, so on and so forth. Next thing you can do is shop for property insurance. A lot of people pick their property insurance when they buy their house and just leave it and just let it sit. And lo and behold, what does insurance do? It increases year after year. So it doesn't hurt to go out and shop for insurance, not only for your home, but also check your auto insurance as well, identity theft insurance, life insurance, all of that. Never hurts to shop around for insurance. Lower insurance means lower escrow, means more money in your pocket, helps with that increased home value and home mortgage prices. The last thing I have is specifically for veterans. So veterans, if you live in a state that offers great state benefits, like the state of Indiana, if you have a disability rating through the VA from time in service, check with your county auditor's office and see if there is a tax exemption that you are able to receive based on the percentage of your disability. So for example, in Indiana, if you are a veteran and you have a VA disability rating percentage of 60%, you do not have to pay 60% of your home's assessed value. So you save 60% on taxes. If you're 100%, which if you're a veteran, talk to me, I know a guy, you don't have to pay property taxes if you have that 100% VA disability rating. So just to recap, housing and rent prices are astronomical. Average across the country from the year 2020 to 2021 is a 10% increase. That's not including 2022. Only thing you can really do is control your controllables, mindsets, actions, reactions. For the love of all things holy, please take control of your finances and create a budget. If you are scared about that, if you're unsure, if you bucket the idea because you feel it's going to be restrictive, I would love to have a conversation with you. I really would. There's so many different ways to look at things. Budget is basically permission to spend, telling your money where to go, and living within the boundaries that you set yourself for your finances. Negotiate with your renters. If you know that you're going to be staying somewhere, go ahead and talk to your landlord about signing on additional lease at a locked in lower rate. Get a roommate, get a side hustle, work from home if you're able to. Talk to your county auditor about the assessment of property taxes if you owe your home. Shop your insurance. And veterans, call your state auditor's office, your county auditor's office, excuse me, to see if your state offers tax exemptions towards VA disability ratings. And as always, if you are feeling stressed about your finances, if you want to take control of your money, but you're not quite sure how to break the cycle, I would love to have a conversation with you. I do complimentary financial coaching conversations to see if coaching is a good fit for you, to help you envision where you want to be with your finances and how we can get you there. Thanks again, guys. Have a blessed day. I will see you next week.